all the action that was taking place in that video. I think it was actually the official video. Um, it was really helping. It really connected with the music and vice versa. Um, but yeah, that floating in the sky, just the sound that they had, I think you heard actually like the air, like the sound of the sky, you know, as that's happening. That was so good. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and I'm going to listen to a song from Boards of Canada. I'm going to react to it actually. Listen and react. Oh my God, it's amazing. I hope I do that. The song is Dayvan Cowboy, and Boards of Canada is a group that I think it's electronica, and YouTube is saying, "Hey, you like electronica? You've been listening to this and that over the last several months. Check out Boards of Canada." I guess because the videos is kind of showing up, recommended. So um, I'm going to take a chance on Dayvan Cowboy, and here I go.
That was beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to gather my thoughts together and talk with everyone on the other side.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That really was. I'm really lucky right now with the electronic songs that I'm listening to, electronic type songs. And it's funny because that was definitely like sort of in the genre of electronica, but that song sort of took shape, as it went along. It kind of started off with that sort of, um, that type sort of feel sound, right? Um, and then that second half of the song, it just changed, right? Because it started off with that sort of nice atmospheric, nice guitar, had that static, and a tambourine. It was building. I just had this feeling it was going somewhere that was it was building into something, right? And so I'm like, I'm on this ride, man. Take me there. And it's cool because that video is like helping me, take to get me there, because it's, you got the guy dropping down from the sky. That was amazing, so he's going on a journey too. And then all of a sudden, I think in the second part of the song, and I'll get into the music there, but then you get the guy on a surfboard, in the water, and so all the action that was taking place in that video, I think it was actually the official video. Um, it was really helping. It really connected with the music and vice versa. Um, but yeah, that floating in the sky, just the sound that they had, I think you heard actually like the air, like the sound of the sky, you know, as that's happening. That was so good. And then that guitar, then that real kind of wow, wow, that comes in, with no static. It's just a very clean, guitar rhythm sort of strum, real clarity there. Uh, and that's when a song becomes a different song, because especially in the beginning, you had the same chord changes, but then as you went along a little bit, then there was another chord that sort of dropped in there, that sort of broke it up a bit, and that really made it even more interesting. And then you had these strings that were just coming in and just added to the drama, just added weight to the song. You know, it was beautiful. And the drums, then you had that's the thing. You had sort of typical, sort of electronic sounds, an electronica type of genre song. But then you had like real live instruments that would come in and just enhancing the song, making it into something beautiful. And those drums, really putting some power into, put a little teeth into the song. Um, yeah, I am, maybe I listened to the best song from this group and it's going to be downhill from here. I don't know. This reminds me of what I just listened to the other day, Underworld, 8 Ball. That's an electronic instrumental song. And, um, in my opinion, that song like is right up there, and so, for that band. And so for this one here for Boards of Canada, it's going to be tough to beat this one. I'm just putting it out there. I think this is amazing. I can't wait to be done with this reaction so I can just jump right back into YouTube and listen to it over and over and over. Even buy the album. So yeah, so let me get into a little bit about the band. So Wiki is telling me that Boards of Canada are a British electronic music duo consisting of brothers Michael Sanderson and Marcus Eoin, different last names. They received recognition following the release of their debut album, Music Has the Right to Children, and that was 1998. Then they had subsequent albums. You had GeoGaddy, 2002, The Campfire Head Phase, released in 2005. I think this is where the song is on, and Tomorrow's Harvest, 2013. They all received critical praise. Uh, the brothers, though, have remained reclusive, rarely appearing live. That's a shame. Um, and then they talk about the sound. It incorporates elements of vintage synthesizers, analog production methods. found sounds. What's found sounds? Hovering my mouse over it. Sometimes used in music, often to add unusual percussion elements to the work. Okay. And samples from outdated media and hip hop inspired beats. It has been described as exploring themes of nostalgia, childhood memory, and nature. So yeah, if this was on Campfire Headphase 2005, and yeah, you had that sort of electronica was big at that time. I think Thievery Corporation was still around. I think they still are around right now, but I think they might have been at their peak around that time. I wonder if Moby was big at that time, it was a little bit earlier than that. So a little bit about the album and the song. So it's on again, the Campfire Head Phase. Wiki is telling me that this album, released in 2005, featured the addition of more organic musical elements, including heavily treated acoustic guitars and more conventional song structures. It received generally positive reviews from the critics, and it reached number 41 on the UK albums chart. That's pretty good. According to Michael Sanderson, uh, in quotes, we usually imagine our music to have a visual element while we're writing it. So we were picturing this character losing his mind at the campfire and compressing weeks of events into a few hours in that time stretching way that acid F's with your perception. So I guess that's reference to the campfire head phase, or the title is references sort of their approach to this album. Um, and then they talk about this song. It was released on iTunes on October 4th, 2005. They also talk about the music video that I'm hoping it gets through. I hope it doesn't get blocked. Otherwise, you're not actually seeing this. You're not seeing this video. Um, yeah, so it consists of footage from Joe Kittinger's famous parachute jump from 19.5 miles altitude, and then later showing slow motion footage of big wave surfer Ladd Hamilton. The video was directed by Melissa Olson. And this is cool because, again, I love the guitar in that song. And Mark Richardson and Pitchfork noted that the group's use of guitars, quote, makes explicit something about the band's sound that was always just beneath the surface. The connection of the music to the pastoral tradition of British folk, end quote. But he noted that, quote, again, the best thing Campfire Headbase has going is its unnameable synthesizer sounds, quote, end quote, and concluded that it's, one more quote, blissed out narcotic interludes. Wow, don't come quite often enough, though. And in fact, this feels like a step down from the last two albums. So I don't know. I mean, it sounds to me as though the earlier albums were like real kind of electronic, maybe dance, pulsating. You had all these weird kind of sounds. I don't know, maybe it was dance, but um, real electronica in the sense of just distortion and sounds coming all over the place. And now you have this album that has some songs that have some song structure like this one. And so this one was kind of cut from a different cloth. And if that's the case, you got some critics who were struggling to make that adjustment, and others who embraced it and loved it. So I love the song. It's going right on my playlist, a top playlist. I'm going back to it over and over. I can't wait to get back to this. So Boards of Canada fans, let me know what you think about this song, about the reaction. Drop some breadcrumbs. What should be that next Boards of Canada song that I should react to? And in the meantime, I hope to see every one of you on the next episode of Into the Music.